After fight, I'm rest maybe 3 weeks. Then I back to gym, boxing gym, condition gym. My wife talked to me, hey, please, maybe 1 more week you rest. I say, if I will be more rest, it's not help me. Now my prepare was good, was great. Everything okay. I'm happy.
Sean, why are we doing this exercise?
Speed, power, strength, conditioning. That's the way to do it. There is no limit. Always start. 9, 10, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4, 3.
Heavyweight boxing has always sold the same fantasy. Giant men, violent power, and one punch changing everything. Then Oleksandr Usyk arrived like a plot twist nobody was ready for. The undefeated champion didn't conquer the division by being the biggest puncher in the room. He did it by turning the ring into a chessboard and making larger men look like they were carrying furniture on their backs. Now, he returns again, chasing new records and another defining chapter, with talk of a showdown against Rico Verhoeven.
Я прямую цим шляхом, просто вдосконалюю себе, тому що ми люди, ми не можемо бути завжди виконувати хорошо якісь завдання, тому що нас тріпає отак вверх, вниз, і треба тримати себе в руках. Тигра тримають в клітці, і він не має простору для того, щоб гучно ричати. Він просто мовчить, а коли його випускають на волю, там де його стихія, він починає бігати, гулятись, посміхатися і жити в цьому квадраті життя. Це життя, це круто, це емоції, які ми потім будемо згадувати, коли ми вже будемо.
What makes Usyk special is that he has redefined what heavyweight excellence can look like. While others depend on size, intimidation, and explosive moments, he relies on rhythm, timing, angles, and a conditioning level that feels almost unfair. Round after round, when many heavyweights begin slowing into survival mode, Usyk often looks like he just warmed up. That's the hidden weapon fans underestimate. Conditioning is not just cardio, it is discipline in motion. It keeps the feet alive, the reactions sharp, the mind calm, and the punches accurate when fatigue tries to take over.
The problem is not the first one. After the first one, there's a second one, there's a third one. That's when the burn starts to kick in. And then we got 2 options. We quit, or we keep going. And we always go for option 2. That's a wrap, guys. Good 40-minute workout. A lot of times I get the question, Rico, why do you train power training, weightlifting, so explosive? Because I try to mimic everything that I do in kickboxing. So everything I do in kickboxing is explosive. It's all about pop, the pull back or pop, the push. So that's what we try to focus on with power training as well. So to train that.
Too many fighters remember power but forget stamina. They train for highlights and ignore endurance, then wonder why the late rounds become a nightmare. Usyk built his greatness the opposite way. He made endurance part of his identity. He can think clearly in round 11, move crisply in round 12, and keep opponents drowning in pace long after their confidence disappears. That is why he's so dangerous. Against a powerful athlete like Rico Verhoeven, that advantage becomes even more important.
Away from business, away from boxing, away from everywhere, he's just a kind of personality who has a power to change the generations.
Плохо разговариваю на английском, но это все исправлю. Я это все исправлю. Можно все научиться делать, абсолютно все. То есть это все наши внутренние стопы, которые мы себе ставим, а можно научиться многим вещам. Есть Господь Бог, вот в Него и надо верить. Многие люди говорят, что если ты Его не видишь, то как ты можешь в Него верить? А я вот сейчас сижу и наблюдаю, как ветер шатает деревья. Но мы же ветер не видим, мы видим его действия. Так же и с верой. Если меня спросят, почему ты веришь, я не могу сказать, почему я верю, я просто верю. Потому что мне это помогает, потому что я знаю, что по жизни много раз Господь меня отводил от каких-то вещей, уберегал и уберегает, будет уберегать. Вера очень важна в себя, в Господа.
Strength can dominate early, but elite conditioning controls the deeper waters of a fight. Usyk understands that championships are often won when everyone is tired. He is living proof that heavyweight boxing is no longer only about who hits hardest. Sometimes the smartest fighter, the sharpest technician, and the man with the endless engine becomes the most feared man in the division.
Так вот, путь осилит идущий. Тот, кто идет, тот, кто не останавливается, тот, кто проходит все преграды перед достижением цели. Есть много преград, есть много стопов, которые хотят тебя остановить, есть какие-то сомнения, есть неуверенность, есть критика, есть много советчиков, которые говорят: «Эй, стой, хватит, ты не дойдешь». Так вот, не надо останавливаться, надо просто топать и все, идти, улыбаться, пританцовывать и топать. Вот она и означает.
And just when we were praising Oleksandr Usyk for turning heavyweight boxing into a masterclass of lungs, legs, and late-round torture, here comes Rico Verhoeven walking in, smiling like a man who already knows the ending to the movie. I'll give Rico this much immediately. Confidence can't be faked at that level. He wasn't talking like a tourist cashing a check. He sounded like somebody who genuinely believes he's about to crash the kingdom and redecorate the throne room. When he says undisputed versus undisputed, that's actually a smart sell. He understands the spectacle. Champion of one world trying to invade another always gets attention.
From the first bell, what are you going to do?
Knock his head off. That's what I'm going to do. I'm, like I said, I'm like 55 pounds heavier. So as soon as I hit him, it's going to be something different.
You're going to knock his head off?
Of course.
I think he's only been knocked down once. He's never been knocked, and that was a low blow. He's never been knocked down. You're going to have to go some, Rico.
Oh, what an opportunity I have here. I'm going to shock the world in front of the pyramids in this crazy scene. It's like, oh my God, I love it. That's why I'm so excited.
But then Rico starts talking about knocking Usyk out because he's 50 plus pounds heavier, and that's where boxing fans start raising eyebrows high enough to touch the ceiling. Weight matters, sure. It also mattered when bigger men tried to bully Usyk and ended up chasing shadows while breathing like broken accordions. Rico's size is real, but Usyk has made a career out of turning giant advantages into slow-motion problems. Now, I did like one detail Rico mentioned: angles. Kickboxing rhythm, kickboxing entries, kickboxing habits adjusted into boxing could create moments of confusion early. That's not nonsense. Unfamiliarity can buy you rounds, maybe surprises. But confusion and victory are distant cousins.
I mean, tell me about your punch power. What is your knockout capacity? I mean, you can see Usyk in front of you.
I'm always like very calculated, but yeah, when I connect, I connect. Like I said, there's a lot of weight behind these punches. So yeah, of course, within the kickboxing sport, I was used to just throwing the kicks and doing my thing, but now we get the opportunity to use the hands more.
Simon Jordan kept playing the skeptic, and honestly, he was saying what many are thinking. Confidence is cool, but Usyk isn't some generic belt holder waiting politely to be upset. He's one of the smartest heavyweights we've seen in years, maybe the smartest. That changes everything. Rico talks like power and stories. Usyk fights like stamina edits them. That's a nasty contrast. And let's be honest, Peter Fury training Rico adds intrigue because now this isn't random crossover cosplay. There's real preparation here. Still, when Rico says he'll shock the world, I hear ambition. When Usyk hears it, he probably hears target practice. So now we've got charisma versus craft, mass versus mastery, pyramids in the background, and egos in the foreground. Beautiful chaos. But if Rico doesn't solve the conditioning riddle by round 7, all that confidence may start sweating faster than he is.
In a sentence, what are we going to see from you in the pyramids of Egypt that night?
History will be made. And after that, I will be back, staring Simon down in the face. I told you so. And then he's gonna tell me in my face, Rico, you were right. I'm sorry. We're gonna shake hands. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have a drink afterwards.
Yeah, you are a star. No doubt you're a star. Absolutely. Full of charisma.
Thank you so much for joining us.
And just when Rico Verhoeven was selling world shock energy with a smile wide enough to light the pyramids, Max Kellerman and that whole inside the ring panel slide in, sounding like 3 guys arguing at a barbershop with better microphones. And honestly, that's exactly the right vibe for this fight. Max calling it something out of Rocky 3 was perfect because this matchup really does feel half championship event, half cinema trailer. You've got Oleksandr Usyk, the technician king, standing across from Rico Verhoeven, a 6'5" mountain with championship habits and enough confidence to rent out extra space in the room. Chris Areola made a sneaky smart point too. Pedigree matters. People laugh at crossover fights until they realize the other man has spent his life dealing with pressure, pain, timing, and combat nerves. That doesn't make him equal to Usyk in boxing, but it means he won't freeze when the lights hit. Important difference. Then Max started listing former kickboxers who transitioned into boxing, and that's where nuance enters the chat.
Look, I'm not trying to hype it up.
Yeah, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
If Usyk takes this fight seriously, Verhoeven has no shot. I'm telling you, there's no way he's going to be. If he takes the fight seriously, but we have seen boxers like Floyd Mayweather and Tyson Fury not be prepared for the fight. This guy is 270 pounds.
He's not that guy, though.
If you, man,
and he already has a professional fight.
I will come drop kick you. Stop this. We know how it's going to go. If they train or don't train, Usyk's going to win.
Not every crossover is cosplay. Some fighters carry real tools over. Feet, distance sense, composure, durability, those can travel. But elite boxing defense? That passport gets checked hard. And that's the wall Rico has to climb. Mike Coppinger saying Usyk deserves an in-between fight after cleaning out giants like Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua is fair. If a man aced the final exam twice, let him take an elective. Still, Areola predicting 2 or 3 rounds tells you how real fighters see it. Respect the challenger, trust the champion. That's where I land too. Rico's size makes headlines, his background makes intrigue, but Usyk's conditioning makes nightmares. By round 4, those fancy plans can start feeling heavy. And let's be honest, the setting alone is ridiculous in the best way possible. Pyramids, spectacle, history, giant men trying to prove theories with gloves. Beautiful nonsense. So while some people scream gimmick, I see tension. Not who wins, tension. More like, how long can unfamiliar danger stay dangerous? That question is worth watching.
But I give Rico this. Kickboxing is not UFC or wrestling. He's not doing different stances. It's not like he's an expert at wrestling. He's an expert at stand-up fighting.
Yeah, but when I say 52 hand blocks, I say that for a reason. He uses a kind of hand blocking style which will work, but not against a highly trained professional boxer. 52 hand blocks work on a lot of levels.
Yeah.
Not that he's doing 52, but he has a hand blocking kind of stand-up style that if it really worked on the highest level of boxing, you would see it on the highest level of boxing.
Well, my pops, he does some kickboxing stuff, so he's always said, like, you fighting, you're setting your fights up, you're setting your moves up with your feet too.
Yeah.
And we used to fight, and he used to be kicking me in the shins, like.
And just when Max Kellerman's panel was selling us spectacle, scenery, and hey, maybe this is fun if you don't overthink it, Wade Plemons storms through the door with the exact opposite energy. And honestly, he's voicing what a lot of hardcore fans are muttering under their breath. His real issue isn't Oleksandr Usyk fighting Rico Verhoeven, it's the belt. That's the nerve he keeps pressing, and I get it. If this were marketed as champion versus champion crossover theater under the pyramids, people debate it, laugh, buy snacks, and move on. But once the WBC title enters the room, now the conversation changes from entertainment to legitimacy. Wade saying contenders are watching the line to get cut is sharp criticism. Imagine grinding through heavyweight traffic while a kickboxing legend parachutes straight onto the runway. That'll irritate some folks. Still, let's not pretend Rico is some random actor in gloves. He's an accomplished combat athlete with years of elite pressure experience. That matters.
I understand. It's a fight. Anything can happen. But why is the WBC heavyweight champion of the world not just taking a recess from fighting the biggest and best boxers on the planet when he is the sitting champion, but also putting his title on the line to fight a kickboxer with one professional boxing match in his career? That's the big part that really irks me. It's not that, I mean, it kind of is that Usyk is just doing this, like, whatever, okay, Usyk can go and do exhibition fights, sure. Fine with me, as long as you're not putting the title up, and really, you should probably vacate the title if you're not going to defend it.
It just doesn't equal being the top boxing contender overnight. Wade also made a sneaky funny point when he said boxing keeps playing with its food. Harsh wording, but the warning underneath is real. When you stage crossover fights, there's always a tiny chaos tax. One weird punch, one awkward rhythm, one underprepared champion, and suddenly headlines start sprinting. We saw shades of that when Francis Ngannou shook up perceptions against Tyson Fury. But here's where I split from Wade. He's treating this like total nonsense, and I can't go that far. Usyk has cleaned out names like Anthony Joshua, Fury, and others. If any heavyweight champion has earned one unconventional stop on the road, it's him. The bigger question is timing. Fans want fresh contenders next, not a long scenic detour. And that's the tension. Spectacle versus sport. Money versus merit. Curiosity versus rankings. Rico talks about size, angles, and surprise. Cool. Usyk talks with footwork and oxygen levels. Cooler. My read? If Usyk is serious, skill should calm the storm. If he sleepwalks, boxing Twitter becomes unbearable for 6 straight months. That alone makes this weirdly compelling.
Can you imagine if Rico just puts it on him, though? I almost want Rico to. I almost want Rico Verhoeven to come in and just absolutely starch Usyk. You know why? Because then it would teach boxing a lesson about playing with its food. It would. And Francis Ngannou was this close to doing it, but boxing still hasn't learned. They need to be buried, and I mean in humiliating fashion, so that they learn their lesson about doing these kind of events, because one, you're setting your product up to have this big showing, like, look at how much better we are at boxing than everyone that doesn't box. Who cares?
So when you strip away the hype, the locations, the giant entrances, and all the crossover noise, this fight comes down to one clean question. Can raw size and confidence disrupt one of the smartest champions of this era? Or are we about to watch Oleksandr Usyk give another masterclass in why skill still rules the heavyweight kingdom? Rico Verhoeven brings power, presence, and the kind of belief you need to even attempt something this bold. But Usyk brings the stuff that breaks spirits slowly. Timing, movement, patience, conditioning, and that cold ability to solve problems while other men are panicking. That's why this matchup is fascinating. One man wants to shock the world. The other has made a career out of ruining dramatic scripts. If Rico lands early, chaos enters the room fast. If Usyk settles into rhythm, this could turn into another lesson delivered in 12-round chapters. Either way, boxing wins attention, fans get a spectacle, and the heavyweight division gets one more strange, unforgettable night under the lights.
Catch Usyk off guard and put him down, or even put him out and wins the belt, and I'll laugh, because that's exactly what boxing gets. But if not, it'll probably be a Usyk masterclass, like we all think, and we move on to Usyk hopefully fighting one of these young contenders, at least one of them, Fabio Wardley, Ajit Kabiel, somebody.
Now I need to hear from you. Rico have a real shot at shaking up the sport, or is this just another stop on the Usyk greatness tour? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's debate it properly. And yo, don't ever forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters. See you in the next one.